Good morning. Are you psyched about self-publishing? I'm going to share some more things with you today that will help you as you are writing. At some point, your book will need to be digitized, and in other words, it just needs to be typed. And it needs to be typed on a computer, whether you're submitting to a mainstream publishing company or whether you're typing with the idea that you're going to self-publish. I'm mostly going to talk about self-publishing. There are lots of software applications available that you can use that are designed specifically for writers, but they require a little bit of time to learn, and you need to make a decision. Do you want to learn more software applications, or you want to get busy and actually use tools you already have and get some writing done? Let's get down to the business of writing. The basics word processing software that you're going to need must provide you with a visible word count on screen. If your book is not long enough, it's not thick enough, it does not have a spine that is wide enough for your book title and your author's name to be printed on it. I'm going to be talking about the marketing side of things quite a bit as we go through this, because the whole idea is to get your words out there. And we do that usually by selling. You can give your words away if you want, but your software must provide page numbers. Printed page numbers, page number count on screen. So you'll need to have that, and it must be able to work with styles. Everything involved with self-publishing hinges on styles, and I love styles. Styles are so exciting. Don't be intimidated by styles. I'm going to make them simple for you. It may take a little time. We'll do this step by step, but you're going to keep writing in the meantime, right? You're not going to stop until I tell you everything you need to know about self-publishing. Keep writing. When you get ready to actually self-publish the book, you will either need to format the book yourself or hire someone to do that, and it will hinge on styles. The more you know about styles, the better, but we will continue to talk about them so that you do get more adept at working with them. And the more you know about them, the more attractive your books can be, the more professional looking they can be. And you don't really need anything sophisticated like InDesign. If you don't have another reason to learn InDesign, take a really good look at what you can do with good software, because you'll probably find that anything you want to do, you can do with your basic software. That's how thousands of people are doing it. So anyway, you need a word processor that has a count, has a word count and a page count, uses styles. OpenOffice is free if you don't have Microsoft Word, but you do have to install a special extension with OpenOffice in order to see your word count on screen. It's not hard to do, but and I will show you if there is a request to do that, but you do need to actually install an extension in OpenOffice Writer in order to see the word count on screen. But if you want to use OpenOffice, go for it. I can show you how to do that. But I will be demonstrating how to self-publish using Microsoft Word on a PC. If someone else wants to do the Mac version, have at it. I just don't have access to a Mac, or I would do that. Everything I'm going to show you, you could do on a Mac. You could do it with your basic software. What you need is a word count, a page count, and the ability to use styles. First of all, don't do a lot of formatting in your rough draft. That part comes later. But it's never too early to think about how your book should be laid out, and all of that will be controlled by styles. I'm going to show you how to find styles in Microsoft Word. You probably have never used them before, so it's nice to know where they are. You're not going to need them immediately, but you should know where they are. And I'm going to show you a couple of other little tricks that every writer should know how to use. I will demonstrate how every file has to have a normal or a default style. You'll need to format your chapters as heading 1. When you use the table of contents generator, which I'll get to at some other point, what happens is Word looks for every occurrence of text that has been formatted as heading 1. And in the table of contents, you will define heading 1 as the format style that you're going to use for all chapter titles. And so you will go through and you can designate anything that you want to be set up as a chapter title. And so these chapter titles, along with their corresponding pages, will then be added to the table of contents, which is why you never ever type them. If I were to move these and move this section to page 4, the table of contents can automatically track that because it's going to look for where this text is when I update my table of contents. Okay? I'm going to show you some things that you probably should know about how to select things. If we single click, we're just looking for an insertion point where we're going to start typing or we're going to delete something. If we double click on a word, it selects the entire word. If you're still clicking and dragging, that takes too much time. We're going to think fast, write fast. We're going to double click. See how fast that is? That is so much faster than dragging. If you wanted to select the entire line, click out here in the left margin and you've automatically selected the entire line. You could select the entire paragraph. You will also want to learn to right click. If I double click on a word, I can see that it pops up my font information. However, if I right click on it, it pops up not only the font information, but also my editing menu. So learn to right click as well. Also learn to use your menus. This is your menu ribbon up here. If you want to expand it, I always work with it expanded. If you click one time, it expands long enough for you to just take a peek at it. But if you double click, it will stay expanded. Double click again, it goes away. This is the white space, and if you'd like to not see that, if you'd like to see the continuation of that paragraph on the next page, just double click in the white space. Double click again, and it removes that. So double clicking, triple clicking, really, really good skills to have. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to edit my normal style. Okay, this has a font, and I can change the size and style of font I want if that's really what I wanted to do. But I'm going to go to paragraph. If I wanted my paragraph, the first line of every paragraph, to be indented by 1/2 inch, I can do that here because and you'll see this happen in just a moment. Instead of single, let's say I want this to be 1.5 lines. I'm going to click on OK and click on OK. I don't even have to select anything. The computer went through and said, oh, okay, anything normal style, this is what we're going to do. We're going to indent 1/2 inch, and we're going to make it 1.5 lines spacing. I didn't even have to choose anything. And so those are some tips for things that every writer needs to know. Next time we'll talk about how to configure Word so that it works more smoothly for writers. And that's because we think fast, write fast.